Hey y'all, welcome to Cocktail Hour. I am Meg.
And I'm Nikki.
Now, today's mentorship with Mickey is all about the apps and programs that we use to run our business. And I shouldn't even say business, I should say businesses, because we each do a couple different things.
Yeah.
Obviously, our photography businesses, but then I also put the things that we use for the pod. And I mean, from a social media perspective, there's a few apps on here that we also use. So we're going to give you guys all the tea. We'll try to talk about the alternatives, but since we don't use them, I'm not very knowledgeable about them or their features. But we might be able to.
And if you have alternatives, make sure you drop them in the comments or share what you like to use or what you use for your system so that we can, maybe have options here.
Agreed.
In the future, or that, other listeners can have options as well, because it's not a one size fits all for everybody, especially starting out strong with HoneyBook, because HoneyBook recently had a big crash where a lot of people really struggled with not having their files in, one day. Luckily, everything came back, but throughout that process of using or of having that happen with HoneyBook, I saw a lot of people commenting what they use and different options. But I will say for the most part, HoneyBook is pretty straightforward and it is pretty user-friendly. So that is one plus
for us.
HoneyBook.
Sometimes I hear that from a client perspective, it is not the easiest. I will say as a user, so HoneyBook is a client relationship management system, whatever you want to call it. So that's where we can keep all of our inquiries. So from, client wants to get in touch with you, there's an inquiry form on your website that's straight from HoneyBook. They can inquire there. You can keep a file there. You can send them your investment guide, contracts, take payments. Like you can do everything from a logistical standpoint. But yeah, I want you to imagine, and if anyone from HoneyBook's listening, sorry, but I want you to imagine that you have a client whose wedding, let's say it's Wednesday, client whose wedding is on Friday, and all of a sudden HoneyBook crashes. You do not have their contract. So if you don't have it documented somewhere else, you don't know, well, did they pay for 10 hours or 8 hours? Did they pay for film or just digital? Like none of that information.
You would have no way to reference what it is that you're working with.
Or if you have a payment coming due, you don't know because all those files disappeared for a short time being. So that was a little stressful because HoneyBook is my one-stop shop for
everything,
all of that client stuff. So it's really important that it's working successfully. But the option, what did we see a lot? Dubsado
is a big one. And I will say, when I did a few years ago, when I was first starting my business, before I went full-time, I did a mentorship with a photographer, like a 6-month mentorship thing. Just once a month we were doing like big meetings, big calls, going over stuff. And she was big on Dubsado. She was heavy Dubsado, like, you should switch, you should do this, here's a video, here's a YouTube, here's how you do it, here's this. Like, she was so heavily into Dubsado that I was like, okay, I'm gonna switch. Did I ever switch? No, because the thought and the idea of bringing everything over from one spot to another is
it's a lot.
It's stressful.
And when this whole HoneyBook thing happened, by the way, I did have someone reach out to me who did the HoneyBook to Dubsado switch for a friend of mine. And although I 100% understand, she charges like $2,000 to $3,000 for this assistance. And I do understand. I think it's worth it, but I just wasn't in a place where I could invest in that because I have heard Dubsado is fantastic, but it is hard to like get it off the ground.
And I've heard that it's hard to learn as a user as well, that there is a learning curve to it that takes a little bit. I was trying to find the video that you had posted with the HoneyBook or whatever to see what people had commented, because I think there was another one that was like Iris. I think Perry James Photo actually runs a Inly.io, and it is a systems, it's a CRM for creatives. And so I mean, I've thought about maybe trying that as well, but I do believe there is one called Iris too, but I don't know for sure. So Meg and I only have experience with HoneyBook. So
It's hard to make that switch when you're already in your business. You've been using this for years. You're busy.
Yeah.
And so it's like every winter I tell myself, oh, I'm going to switch over. And I just never do, because it's just, also, I don't want to have to pull. And I think Honeybook knows this. It is a pain not only to start fresh files in Dubsado because I don't know what I'm doing, but to move everything over. Oh my God. And then communicate with my clients like, hey, okay, we're moving to this new system. Here's where you're going to make the payment now, all that stuff. Headache.
I would say closing out all of your, running 2 systems at one time would probably be the best way to A, learn a new system, and B, not have to transfer clients over.
Agreed.
So any new client that you're getting, if you're wanting to switch, starting them with Dubsado and then finishing out all of your existing clients in Honeybook and then, just bringing every new inquiry over to Dubsado and running them that way would be beneficial. We're going to get into PickTime. Maybe we do that one next. But I just recently switched from PixieSet to PickTime.
Yep.
And PickTime actually offers you, they will switch over they will transfer your galleries for you. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Dubsado should offer that.
Yes. When I was signing up, PickTime was like, we will transfer, X amount of galleries for you. Here's how you do it. It's automated, blah, blah, blah. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Because that's been the hardest thing.
Smart.
So I'm currently paying for PickTime and PixieSet and I was trying to figure out a seamless way to transfer. And for anybody listening who does not know what PickTime or PixieSet is, they are gallery delivery systems. So you can deliver all of your clients' photographs through these systems. So PixieSet is the one that I had been using. PixieSet actually also allows you to do contracts, scheduling, website, some other stuff. So my full website is run through PixieSet as well, which is why I signed up for it, because I was like, you know what? How great.
Yeah.
I can make an entire website with a template. I can deliver all my client galleries on here. I can do whatever else I need to and have it all be in one place. However, my PixieSet decided to stop working. It would not allow me to upload any more photos, and I did not run out of storage. I pay for the unlimited storage option. Not only would it not let me upload photos to my client galleries, it will not let me upload new photos to my website.
Yeah, that's a problem.
So now I'm in the process of figuring out what I move over to for website, which we'll get to at the end of this as well. It's in here. But PickTime, I am obsessed with.
That makes me happy.
I fucking
There's
love
nothing
it.
more I worry about than like giving a recommendation or being like, here's what I use, you'll love it, and then you don't. Like when you didn't get the Athleta leggings that I told you that you should get, I was like, I felt bad that I'd given you that recommendation.
No, I think one of them is that legging. It's the one with the fold over.
Yeah. I don't like those.
I do.
But also, I have a very different tummy than yours, and a fold over wouldn't look great on me.
It gives more coverage.
It
That's
may
why
give more
I like
coverage. Anyways, I'm just saying, I never want to be the person where I recommend something and you're like,
yes,
I didn't like it.
It's like recommending a dish at dinner and somebody orders it and gets it and they're like, that was disgusting, foul, gross.
Yeah. I once told my mom, I was like, we should go to this restaurant. I love this restaurant. To this day, I love this restaurant. And we went and she didn't like our meal. And I just felt like an idiot. But anyways, PickTime is my OG. I love her. Like Nick said, there's different ways to do this. I know photographers who still deliver galleries via Google Drive. They have like a Dropbox situation, and I go, I cannot. I love PickTime, and PixieSet I'm sure is similar, but PickTime, I go in, new gallery, here's the couple's name. I can categorize it. I can pick which photos they can view and download. I can pick, is this public, is this private? I can pick, do they get high res? Do they get web size downloads? I can, put a password lock on it, and then you upload all the photos. You can organize them by not only the file name, the date and time that it was taken. You can randomize them, which is what I do. You can organize them like just a one button click rainbow
by color scheme within
the
gallery.
Yeah, so it literally will go by. So just
I love it.
Yeah, a lot of features that I really enjoy. You can make different categories.
That is on there. Yeah. The AI feature now. There is an AI face finding feature that you can enable that when delivering a gallery, and everybody's face who is in a photo pops up at the very top, and you can search by face or categorize photos.
That's kind of cool.
By face of who is in the gallery. I just about shit my pants.
I did not know that.
It's amazing.
That is kind of cool.
It doesn't show up necessarily for like an engagement shoot because there's just two people the whole time.
Yeah.
This wedding gallery that I did the previews for, I want to show you because it popped up and I was like, yes, I want to enable that. And I'm obsessed with it. And it shows it. I'll show you at the top.
I'm excited.
Look at this.
I did not know.
Find your favorite moments. Quickly search photos by people or keywords. And I can click her face and push apply. And now all of the photos that she's in show up.
That's
How
pretty cool.
amazing is that?
That is cool, especially when
someone's like,
no, I like it because especially like a gallery, let's say it's 1,000 photos and you're looking for one specific moment or one specific person. That is super nice. I'll have to toggle that on.
Isn't that
I
amazing?
Like that. I like that.
I love it. And I know I sound like a boomer. I'm like, this new technology is the best thing ever. But you can click multiple people too. So let's say you're looking for a picture of the groom.
These two?
Yeah. Well, I guess it shows up with like all of them. But like, cool.
Yeah. I like that. There are also integrations I don't necessarily take advantage of, but that some people might find helpful. So for PicTime and Honeybook, when you create a Honeybook file and when a couple signs a contract, there's automatically in PicTime a gallery gets created for them that you can then go put photos in later.
Do you do that or do you manually?
I will go delete them actually because I don't like looking at all of my galleries and seeing empty galleries.
Me too.
Even though they're not viewable to people who look at my portfolio, I don't like it. So I delete it. I think I need to toggle that off because that's annoying me. But the other thing that I've never tried, but I could see how it would be beneficial, is a plugin in Lightroom where you can export the photos and they go directly to PicTime. You do not have to export them to your computer and then put them in PicTime. My only qualm with that is I want the RAWs on my hard drive.
Yeah, I agree.
So I'm like, am I going to have to export these twice or are they going to my hard drive and then directly to PicTime?
Honestly, the more we talk about it, I'm like, yeah, that sounds great. But I want that entire gallery on my hard drive no matter what. 100%. So I might as well export it to my hard drive and then upload it.
Agree.
Like it is what it is.
So I love a PicTime. Pixie Set, I'm sure, is nice as well. I'm sure it's very similar. I don't know of any other gallery delivery that people do except for like a Google Drive or Dropbox, which to each their own. I do think using PicTime or Pixie Set gives a little bit more of a professional vibe.
Oh, 100%.
I also love looking at a gallery, and how I do this, and everyone's different, is for an engagement session, let's say it's 100 photos. I randomize the whole gallery. I want it all mixed up. For a wedding day, I will section it off. Typically, if it's like a shorter wedding day and there's not that many photos, I won't do this. But typically, I'll be like, okay, getting ready. M&A. I'll do friends and family, ceremony. Like I section it out and then I randomize the photos within those sections because I really love a collage look.
Me too.
I want someone to pick one photo and hit next, and it's like each photo seems like a surprise. Yep. It's not like, oh, here's a photo and here's one that looks pretty similar to it. I wanted them all to be surprised, but I like the control you have over what these galleries look like when you give them out. And then it's also a link that people can share with friends and family. The last thing that I don't use that much and my couples don't use that much, maybe I should work at pushing this a little bit more, is these websites also have...
He's eating the blanket.
Oh, that's fine. I thought he was like eating a piece of poop or something. But they have a shop attached to them. At least PicTime does.
That's what I was going to say.
Does Pixie Set?
Yes. And I was just trying to rack my brain of what I was going to share about PicTime and Pixie Set. And it's that there is a print shop, an album shop. Yes, a professional shop attached to it where it takes the guesswork out of, okay, now I have to download these and then I have to go ahead and, go to Walgreens. You don't have to do any of that. You can directly print through where you are receiving your photos. And I think that's amazing.
Agreed. And the nice thing is, if you really want to put your whole USI into the shop, you can go set your own prices.
And make money.
And you can set like, I only want to use this distributor for my albums. I only want these products available to my couples through this shop. Like you can be very specific with it. I know a lot of people who do more selling of products. Yeah. I don't typically. I don't either. Hey, here's a shop. It does run a little bit more expensive than, say, like you said, Walgreens, but also you're going to be happy with your product. If your quality will be better. Yeah, if you get these printed at Walgreens, you're not going to be happy. It's not my fault. So we recommend PickTime. PickTime, if you're listening, we'd love an affiliate code.
Thank you.
Please sponsor the podcast.
Thank you.
I'm going to talk about this one only because I don't know if you use it. But for culling, I use Photo Mechanic.
Oh, yeah. I've used Photo Mechanic for years.
Love her.
I love her, too. I'll give another option as well because we've talked about AI after shoot. But Photo Mechanic is very straightforward. It's super user-friendly. It's easy to tag and categorize photos. What I do, and you can share what you do, because I think you do it differently. I think you categorize photos by time of day or like portion of the day.
Yeah.
I just tag the entire gallery in terms of what photos I want for the gallery, and then I will color grade photos for previews. And then I just tag the entire gallery together.
I feel like I don't know what you mean by tag the photo.
Like you press T to check mark it and tag it. That's how I do it.
Gotcha.
So I tag a photo, and then you can go to view photos and filter all of your tagged photos, and that's my entire gallery of RAWs that I'm going to go pull into Lightroom and edit.
Gotcha.
Within my tagged photos, I will color tag all of my previews so that when I go into Lightroom, I can sort it by, like, I can sort it not by capture time, but by color tags. And that way my color tagged photos are the very first like 50 that pop up.
Yeah.
And I can edit those first, and then I can reorganize them and go back and say categorize by capture time.
Yeah.
And when I'm editing the whole gallery, I have a reference photo from almost every part of the day that I can copy that, you know, preset or edit that's on there and put it on the edit on the photos. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I get everything in a PickTime. And I think I've talked about this before. This might be different than how other people do it.
Mechanic?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Photo Mechanic. But I will put the SD card in my computer.
Yep.
I pull up PickTime, and I start culling directly from the SD card.
Me too.
I will then cull the whole thing, and I just hit 1. And it's a red. It's like the red. So I hit 1. It marks it as red if I want that in my gallery. So I cull the whole thing. And then I filter and I go, great, the red photos, I then drag and drop them onto my hard drive in the respective folder that they should be in. Then I take my SD card and it goes in my cabinet for the next, 9 to 12 months. So I'm always having all of the RAWs, but I'm like, I cannot fill up my hard drives with, 5,000
the photos that you're not going to use for that gallery specifically.
Agreed. So I cull everything together. I then will put them onto the hard drive, and then I make a new Lightroom catalog. I throw all the photos in there, and then I will just go pick random photos for previews. I will, though, when I start to edit the full thing, I will go make categories in Lightroom and say, getting ready, essentially the same categories that I put into PickTime, and then I go edit them. But I do like your idea of like editing the previews first, and then you have a reference edit, copy paste, and then go start.
And that's not to say that your edit might not change after a week of not looking at the photo. Like you might make some adjustments.
That happens all the time.
That happens all the time. But I feel better about, while I'm culling, tagging the photos that I'll use for previews, because I know that I want to get those previews out within 48 hours or something. And I feel better just knowing like, okay, well, they're already picked.
Yeah.
I don't have to re-go through the gallery. I'm going through, I'm picking key photos. I know which ones I want for the preview. So I'm tagging the photos for the full gallery, just like you do.
Yeah.
SD goes in. I'm tagging all of the photos directly in Photo Mechanic.
Yeah.
And from there, I'm taking that full gallery and I am taking it to its, respective folder.
Yeah.
But when I open it in Lightroom, I have color categorized specifically the previews.
Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, Photo Mechanic, what they essentially do, because our camera takes such high resolution images, it is providing you a much lower resolution preview.
Yes.
So when you're clicking through them, you're click.
insanely quick
compared to Lightroom. I do understand why people are like, I just want to do it in Lightroom.
I don't.
Okay, but I've tried to put 5,000 images into Lightroom and then cull. It's thanks.
Slow.
Well, because also then you're having to upload 5,000 images to Lightroom unless these people are pulling up. I mean, there'd be no way.
I don't know how they do it. I don't necessarily care to know.
I'm wondering though if before they even import into Lightroom, it's not that they're importing 5,000.
Yes, they're check marking and selecting from there.
Yeah, but
in the preview files. But
here's my issue. That's slow, but also my issue with that is then you don't have those specific photos sectioned out of the rest of the photos on like a hard drive. So if you have to come back, you know what I mean? Like,
correct. You don't have the raw files of the photos that you're planning to edit in Lightroom apart from the entire gallery of photos that you've taken, all 5,000. Let's say you're only pulling 1,200. Yeah. Those are all still going to be mixed together.
And for me, I just don't keep all 5,000 on my hard drive.
Me neither.
So I don't need, like, I need them sectioned out.
That is such a good point. I've never thought of that.
Well, because also I will keep, so Adam asked me this the other day, because one of my hard drives got full, or my SSDs, and he goes, so like how long till you erase it? And I go,
never.
You don't.
I'm never getting rid of these.
Never. And
they're in my
because
safe.
I've literally only got the 1,200 photos that I'm editing for that couple, or that I edited, the raws. I'm never going to get rid of the raws. I'm always going to keep those. The other, 3,800 that I'm not, those after 1 year will get erased from the SD card.
Correct.
But
those are getting formatted. An alternative, I will say, a lot of people I've seen have started using Aftershoot.
Yes.
Which I do not use it for editing. I cannot use an AI editing tool. I get why people do, but I personally cannot.
Yeah.
For culling, I have tried it. I did the trial run. My trial ran out. So for the last month, I haven't been using it. But I will say, while I had the trial for culling, I did really enjoy it. You basically upload the gallery. It just takes about an hour, and you can do the AI culling. And some people might just grab all of the images that were selected by AI and then go from there. I, again, cannot do that. So what I do is I look at all of the images and I just go through. And what I like about Aftershoot is that it sorts the duplicates and it only picks nice. 1 to 2. So you're not having to do the heavy work of like going through the duplicates and seeing whose eyes are open or closed. Yeah. This app does it for you. And then if you want to select another picture from the duplicates, you can simply add it to the gallery. So I'm still going through each image and assuring that it is, curated to the gallery that I want. However, I like being able to see like, okay, this image has 7 duplicates because you were shooting on high-speed continuous. Yeah. You don't need all 7 of those. Yeah. Love that.
And also, because imagine that on a larger scale, let's say you have 7 of the same photo, but you have that 100 times on a card because, we're really trying to make sure we're capturing everything.
Not missing moments.
So I personally don't use any AI system only because I tried and it didn't feel intuitive to me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm out. I'm one of those people who I'm like, I get old and stuck in my ways and I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it. But I have seen the benefit of it, like saving you 1,000 photos that you don't necessarily have to cull, because it's like, hey, here's 7 duplicates. Here's one where everyone's eyes are open and it's in focus. You're like, great. I ensure that I'm getting a photo from that scene, but I'm not wasting time
clicking through,
looking and staring at people's eyes. Because I will say for me, I know I have run into situations where, you're culling and it's hours and you're trying to look at everybody's eyes and it's exhausting. It's almost more exhausting to cull than it is to edit. And because you're having to pay so close attention to like the eyeballs and shit. And all of a sudden I get the photos in Lightroom and I'm editing and I go, oh, fuck, like their eyes are closed. Yeah. And then I have to go back into the raws and find it because I was so exhausted culling the first time that I fucked it up. Whereas if I did use AI, I would be saving myself probably a lot more time. But again, I'm just stuck in my ways.
And that's okay.
But AI editing, don't even get me started.
I'm not doing that.
I think that's some bullshit. And I always know when it's happening. I can look at your slew of photos and go, those look a mess.
Yep.
And I can tell a computer did it.
Yep.
Anyways.
Speaking of editing, we both use Lightroom, which we love.
My girly.
Love Lightroom.
I'd kiss her on the mouth.
Lightroom Classic, to be very clear and specific. There is a difference. There is Lightroom Classic.
I've never used the other Lightroom.
Okay, I have.
Okay, tell me about it. Is it like...
It's very similar.
Same features and everything?
Pretty much. I think it's obviously like the starter model opposed to Lightroom Classic, where I think has all of like the newer built-in higher capabilities. So I've not used the regular Lightroom in ages, so I can't actually tell you like what the differences are. But Lightroom Classic is that girl. She is that girl.
If you use the regular, or not the regular, the other Lightroom instead of Lightroom Classic, but you have used Classic, speak up in the comments. I would like to know what draws you into the other one versus Lightroom Classic. And don't say something like Lightroom Classic's too complicated.
No.
Because that's not going to resonate with the people who use it. Because it's very like for me,
it's pretty straightforward.
Love her.
I love her too.
Couldn't be more obsessed with her.
And I will say, like, if you are newer to editing, like Meg and I, within the last week, we're showing each other former work that we had done. And she asked me, where did you edit these? And when MacBooks were a little bit older and Mac had an editing software in their photo like feature. So I would upload my photos to my Mac and raw dog edit it in the MacBook editing like photo app.
And I'm assuming there was no like preset. It was just like
No, but there were presets that it provided in terms of like black and white, sepia, stuff like that, vibrant, whatever. Yeah. And then from there, you just kind of fuck with it a little. And that's how I was editing my photos when I first started. Low-key, though,
those first ones that you showed me were not terrible.
But then here's where it gets crazy. And that's why I say Lightroom has an editing curve, because then I'm like, well, I'm a photographer. I need a new system. Started in Lightroom, not Lightroom Classic. Those were Lightroom.
Yeah.
And then you start messing around with presets. And when you're a new photographer, you're buying all the presets. You're trying everything that you can. And your editing gets worse before it gets better. And that's what happened. So I was taking these photographs that were very natural and editing them in the MacBook system, and they looked natural because they didn't have heavy edits on them. Well, then you start fucking around with Lightroom and you think, let me use these presets. And you have no idea how to use a sliding scale, fucking histogram, you have no idea how to color grade a goddamn thing. Yeah. So you're slapping a preset on that is sold to you by a photographer who is not sharing with you what their settings are when they're shooting. So they could be shooting at ISO 1200 and I'm shooting at ISO 100. And so the preset gets slapped on my photo and it looks extremely different than on the photographer's photo who is selling me this preset. Yeah. And I don't know how to fix it. And my job as a new photographer is to learn how to fix it. Yeah. And I'm doing everything in my power to learn.
It takes time. That's why it takes time. I just got a TikTok comment on one of my videos that I just posted of some of my work. And the comment is just, what preset ? And I started typing out a response yesterday around no offense, but whatever preset I'm using is not going to fix your work. But I was like, I don't have time for this. Yeah, I don't have time for this. It's not going to resonate with this person. They don't care, because when you're a new photographer, you're in the headspace of if I just got my hands on the right preset, my life would be fixed.
That's not how that works.
Nope. But I definitely, we've both spent so much money on presets. And, if I could give anybody tips, and I will, I'm not going to be like, here's exactly how I edited this photo. No. It has taken me years to figure out how I want to edit a photo. Plus, every single wedding I shoot, it's a little different. It's a little is an understatement. Yeah. I'm like, oh my God, these greens. Oh my God, let's pull down the yellows. Whites, let's pull down the orange. Yeah, up the highlights. It depends. But if you're looking for a pretty true to color, I mean, Don Charles DC is fine. Phil Chester. I don't like
the Don Charles.
I feel like you could adjust them heavily to get what you're wanting, but
Phil Chester is that boy.
Yeah, Phil Chester's good. If you're looking for light and airy, I could suggest refined,
noble good presets. Noble are for the fine art looking type of photography.
I think people get scared sometimes if you see a preset that's $200. I get it. You're like, what the fuck? Compared to going to Etsy and getting it for $8. Do not get the $8 presets on Etsy. No. They're not even professional photographers.
They're for your iPhone usually.
Thank you. They're for your iPhone.
For your raw camera images that you're trying to produce a high quality product here. Do not use a low quality preset on a high quality product.
I also highly suggest thinking about your area in comparison to, so I'm going to give Dawn Charles for an example. Girl lives in Pacific Northwest. She might live in California now. I don't know. I haven't followed her since I first started, but her work is very like uncontrasted, if that's even how you desaturated, less contrast, whatever. Like the greens, the blue, like everything in Pacific Northwest. It's different than how Minnesota necessarily looks.
Consider your location.
Consider your location. If you're in Arizona and a lot of shit is the reds and the yellows and stuff, look for maybe a photographer who you really admire out in Arizona and try to figure out what preset they use or what editing. I don't think you should just raw dog ask them what preset ? That's not going to help you. But I just consider your location. Consider what this preset is going to look like on your images with the photos or the locations that you're typically shooting at. Especially if you're not hella good at Lightroom and being able to manipulate you could give me any preset right now and I would figure it out.
Me too.
Because we've had to do that.
And I will say some of my images have a Phil Chester preset with some edits or adjustments. You know, obviously I have created my own preset based off of these presets, even yours that you like when you were making presets, like I have curated one specifically to be mine. Based off of the edits and adjustments that I typically like. I still go in and edit that bitch and adjust that all the time. These were taken with a Noble, or were edited with the Noble preset. I edited all of these with the Noble preset because my preset that I curated was not hitting. It was not hitting.
And sometimes that happens.
But it still works. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like it still matches.
Looks consistent on your feed. Yeah. There are a ton of different presets that I use. Like you said, you should see my Lightroom. It'll say like main preset 1, main preset 2, 3. And it's not that they're different. It's all based on the same thing, but just depending on the wedding, I was like,
scheme
that looked better. Yeah, like, oh, the greens are deeper. This one looks better for greens. Oh, this one looks better for dance floor. Things like that. My Lightroom looks a mess.
Same.
If I die, I need to write down for you like
the key of everything.
Here's what I need you to use for which gallery and for which part of the day, because my Lightroom is a fucking disaster. No one except for me knows what's going on in that bitch. I get it. But speaking of editing, Photoshop.
I don't use her.
So I use her for 2 things. Number 1, if there is something that I cannot get out in Lightroom with the AI removal, I bring her into Photoshop. Photoshop has never steered me wrong. She does a great job. I don't know if she's using different software, but it's like, I don't know. She can get anything that Lightroom can't. The second thing I use her for is overlays. So I'm doing a sparkler exit. Okay. Sparklers don't shoot as well as you think they do.
For sure.
They just don't.
They really don't.
It's not giving you that bokeh like with the light, whatever. So I bought sparkler overlays where I can add this overlay and it's transparent. So it's just kind of giving you the light glow on the corners and stuff like that.
Love.
And that looks so much better. And that's what I use it for. And I shit you not, I've even told couples that I'll have a couple on their wedding day be like, you know, we have all these sparklers, we're going to do it, but like sometimes it just looks blah. And I tell them, I say, don't worry, I got you.
I'll Photoshop it.
I said, I'll take care of it where it will look like someone literally put sparklers all around my camera lens. It is what it is. Shout out, I think it's like Myrtle and Moss. I bought it years ago.
I should look into that.
Yeah,
but
Myrtle and Moss sparkler overlays.
Where'd you buy it off of?
I think just their website.
Okay.
It's a photographer, but again, years ago, but I think they still sell them. But I would recommend those just because, sparkler, they can look kind of shitty. And I have tried putting a sparkler right by my lens and burnt the shit out of my face. So I wouldn't recommend it.
I will say a sparkler exit, though, in black and white can be cute. Like,
I agree, but
like it.
I agree, but I think that would look even better with a little more zhuzh around the... And I'm even seeing, hold on, I want to like give you an example. Because to me, it doesn't look like completely unnatural, but that I could be making that up. Let me
Yeah, I would like to know. I would like to see.
To see one, yeah.
I'll pull it up. For me, though, okay, Lightroom, regular Lightroom is like a homeschool. Lightroom Classic is like a private school. Photoshop is literally like the charter school that you ship your kids off to, and they're doing all the things.
Yeah.
And I'm not a charter school. I have used it, and before, yeah. Okay, but that to me doesn't look as like different than like
fair
the photo that I just showed you. Like to me, that doesn't add enough.
Quite literally,
for me to feel like, let me use it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I get that. I just feel like without it, I don't know. I was like, whatever. And it also has individuals that you can go place on the
Which
literal.
I do like that.
That could be better. Yeah. I just do like a whole pretend. Okay. Yeah. But so it's not insane of a change, but just a little bit. But anyways. I think one day we should do an edit, like a mini mentorship edit thing, but we edit a little differently, or like our process might be different. And also I feel like it would need to be on video. We'd have to record our screen of what we're doing.
We'll see. We're not getting crazy. We'll see.
That's fair. Maybe we'll do that on the Patreon. Y'all can pay us for that kind of content.
We'll see.
Okay. Show It.
I don't use Show It because my website is through Pixieset, but tell me all about it because I'm going to need to fucking switch anyway.
Fair. I am not a great source for website right now, only because I did a complete overhaul on my website. I paid so much money. Great designer, great website builder. Like, I love her so much. Shauna, shout out. Lady B Creative on Instagram. 100% worth the shmoney. She works so hard. She does great work. But this is purely me being a fucking lazy POS. I was sick of updating the photos on my website. I was sick of updating the copy.
Yeah.
I was just over it and feeling like it was out of style so quickly after it was created that literally if you go to louiphotography.com, it is just a collage of photos.
I like it.
When you go to the menu, you have 4 options. You have my work, which will bring you back to the homepage. My life, which will bring you to another collage of just photos I've taken in my life. And then contact, which brings you to my contact form, which does tell you my pricing. Like, it's very much laid out on the contact form. And then 4 might be the podcast.
It is.
Okay. Yeah. And then 4 is the podcast.
3 is the podcast. 4 is contact.
Oh, fair. I might need to switch those. I might need contact more up there. But I just was over it. But Show It has been really, really nice, especially a lot of website builders are wanting Show It. And I'll give you an example.
Okay.
Squarespace, you're building. It is literally block by block. Like,
we have 72 subscribers.
Shout out.
That's more than I thought.
On what?
On YouTube.
On the YouTube. But when you're building out a Squarespace website, you're given blocks that you can build out. Show It is like drag and drop wherever you want stuff.
Love that.
Wherever you want stuff. So if you're a website designer, it's a lot easier to be creative with a website. There's a lot of different things that you can do. I don't know. I really love it. Obviously, I'm not a website designer, but I think that Show It's where it's at. And a lot of designers now only will work with Show It.
Really?
Yeah. They're like, I'm not doing Squarespace anymore. I'm not doing whatever. I'm doing Show It only.
Okay.
And Show It also has some great templates. Otherwise.
And I feel like you can buy an Etsy template and throw it in there
100%.
And make it work.
Yep. 100%.
And so that's what I'm going to do.
So yeah, Show It. I love her. She's great. And then Google Drive. I don't know how much you use this.
I use Google Drive religiously.
Okay. Then you talk on it because I don't use it that much.
Oh, okay. So I use the docs is where I send out. I have a template that I created myself, a document that I send out to every couple. So I have a doc that I'll just pull it up and show you. Basically, it is my reference for everything couple-wise. Mm-hmm. So it has everybody in their wedding party. It has their venue name and address. Mm-hmm. It has their wedding date. It has their, like I said, everybody in their wedding party listed with names.
Yeah.
Maid of honor, ushers, whoever else. And then, so it starts here, address, everything, vendor team. So I have all of your vendors. You have all of this printed out in your binder and you write it down. This is all in my Google document.
And I get the information through HoneyBook. I have like a HoneyBook questionnaire.
Okay.
And then, I pop it in that template.
I like this because it is editable, or you can edit it and you can add editors.
Yeah.
So I work off this as well as my couples, and that's why I like it, because then at our last call, we pull up the document, we review it, and I fully can go through their timeline and edit it in real time, and they can see it and have a reference to it too. Also where the full family photo list is. So I have it already sectioned off in terms of groom side, and then bride and groom with groom's parents. Insert their names and the groupings and how you want it. And then same thing with bride side. Insert their names and the groupings and how you want it, and then mixed photos.
Yeah.
Additionally, I say at the end, if you have any other groupings that are not listed, add that here.
Let me know.
But this is what I send, because I know planners will send out their documents, but I add the planner, if there is one, or the day of coordinator as an editor on this as well, so they can see it. I say if you have an attendant or somebody that is in charge of running your day or helping you with stuff, add them to it. Give me their email. They can access this as well.
Yeah.
So I have all of my couples have one. And it's the same document.
Yeah. Same template.
Same template. And I have a hard copy right here. And it's just, I can create a duplicate, insert their names and their wedding date, and then they're in charge of filling out the rest except for the timeline portion, which we do together.
I like it.
I actually love it. And I use it for all my clients. It's my bread and butter, and it has just worked so well with me to just send it off to them. And I'm like, you don't have to think about this right now or use it right away. Yeah. But as your wedding approaches, this needs to be filled out like a week prior fully. And when we go over your timeline, this is what we'll reference.
Yeah. I also feel like that's probably a little bit more accessible because they can always go to their Google Drive and they're shared with me documents instead of like having to pull up HoneyBook. Yes. Wait, let me find the email to find the HoneyBook link to find, and then I need a password to access the.
And if they need me to resend it, I can easily do that instead of, again, having to go through HoneyBook, resend the file, share this, do this, look up their name. It's all right there. And I love it.
I might adopt something that you do.
It's super fun.
Because what I like most about that is being able to edit it on the call with them. Because right now what I'm doing is I look at the questionnaire they filled out and then I make a literal note like on the notes app on my laptop. And I'm screen sharing that on FaceTime or if we're in person and be like, okay, here. But I do like the idea of just having the template.
Here's a document that we both have access to, that you can access at any time and I can access at any time, and we can look at it together. Just do that in Google Docs. And then for Sheets, or like
I do use Sheets religiously,
which is I use that to track all of my weddings. I use that to track like similar to what you do because I have access to yours and I have access to Grace's as well for wedding stuff because I'm on both of your associate teams. And so very easy to track, like, do you have a second shooter? Cross that off, insert their name. Did you do their engagement session? Did you send a gift? Did you do this? Do you, here's the hours of coverage. Again, easier than going back into HoneyBook because you can reference all of your weddings side by side in a line.
It's a very quick view. Yes. Which I like. I don't want to have to go through HoneyBook every time I have a question on, does this person have a second photographer?
And it's also a full overview of everything.
Yeah. So, and I even use it. I'll have a tab for my gear. I have a list of like the name of the product, like what brand it is, when I bought it, and how much I bought it for. Yeah. Mostly because I like to keep it for insurance purposes. I really should put the serial number down as well. But I love Sheets. I've always been an Excel person, my favorite. And then the form. The only way I use the form is for the pod.
For the pod, for people to submit stuff. I don't use form either.
Yeah, just because I'm like, what am I questioning? But so listening to this, y'all, in the link in our bio is the form submission. Feel free to put anything in there. If you want to even say anything nice about us or me.
We're really sharing a lot of fucking insight on this episode. Let me tell you, the way that I just realized we're really going in.
We are. I thought this was going to be a quick, like, boop, 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 boop. Like, we're giving you all of it.
We're really going in. And to be honest, those are all of the things that we use for our business. And I'm going to say, let's cap it there.
You want to cap
it? Because I have to, number one, take a crap.
Fair.
Number two.
You got to go.
Can we edit out taking a crap? That sounds
maybe
so gross. Taking a shit sounds less gross. Who says take a crap? I'm sorry. Am I a 97-year-old man? You can leave it. I'm disgusting. The people know. I don't care. I have IBS and I'm drinking a coffee with actual real stuff in it.
You also got a comment about how real you are and people appreciate that. So take
and I appreciate
crap.
that. I'm taking a crap, but I have to go to the gym.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Okay, we'll cut it. Well, thanks for sharing your hump day with us. Don't forget to subscribe, review the pod wherever you listen. These mini mentorships are dropping on Wednesdays and new episodes drop every Friday.
Follow along with us on Instagram at cocktailhour.podcast and make sure you submit your stories, questions, or anything mentorship related to the link in our bio. Everything is anonymous unless you would like to sign your name, and let us know otherwise.
We'll see you Friday.
Bye.